Wellington. We're on YouTube.
This is my media center. This is where you come to check out books and get computer help from our media specialist. And this is also a hangout area before school in the morning. This is the cafeteria. This is for you to take off the morning to have breakfast and just take off the friends. This is the lunch line. This is where you can get your breakfast in the morning and lunch during the day. This is the gym.
So you went in there? Yeah, I went in there. I saw one of my friends who goes here. I'm gonna see him. Look at his dude.
This is the locker room. The boys are on this side and the girls are on this side.
Look at his dude.
Out here is where your tennis and basketball courts are located and also your track. This is one of the 6th grade hallways. Most likely, all of your classes are going to be in the first floor of the school. This is the 6th period office. This is where if you have any questions or concerns about your classes or schedules or anything like that, you can come and ask. Your guidance counselor is also located in this office, so if you have any questions about anything.
Oh, someone's watching. Yep, that's Wellington. One of his face. Hold on. Oops.
What?
Wellington. Janai wants to see.
Only thing to get you to the Empire State Building is King Kong Hammer. Okay? You've got Brooklyn Bridge, you're the first you here.
Yay?
Okay? Great. After that, you've got Central Park, which is 3 people pointing things, right? Great. We'll start there. We're not going to go any further. Flashlight. Blackout.
It is. Yeah, zoom in. Zoom in. So lit. After this some basketball. After this some watch. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah, it's color. That's the easiest color. Booty. I can't color and draw that good. Me either. All I can do is scribble scrabble. Oh, hold on, let me check. Oh, lucky you. Screw you, Janai. Is she going to Turkish? No, she's going to Discovery. Janai? See, look, she's watching. Oh, she's going to comment. These comments. There we go. Now I can see. Oh, this is basketball? Oh, I'm definitely. I'm into basketball. He says drop off. At lunch. Can this video hurry up? No, I'm for real. Yes, it's fun.
Hopefully this video was helpful.
No, it wasn't. It was not helpful. My parents said I'm doing every sport in middle school. You do every. So even volleyball then? Oh, you said
I wanted to point out that the band and the orchestra
you know,
that's on
girls
the
here.
video, those were our beginning
Gabriel,
class.
yeah.
So those were the first year.
There's
So transitioning to middle school,
Everyone's here
it's a lot
from
different than elementary
Jelly all
school.
Yeah,
so
Jelly here.
Students will have 7 different
Jelly down
periods.
there.
They'll have 7 teachers. They have more responsibility in middle school. We are a digital school, so all students will receive their own laptop to use, and they bring that home each day. So it's important that they're charging their laptops every night. We don't have the capability here at school for every student to charge their laptop during the day, so it's their responsibility that they do that each night before they come back the next day. We'll talk about sports in a little bit, but the clubs, students are allowed to join any club that they want to. The majority of clubs meet after school from 4 to 5, and some of our clubs do meet before school.
Stop moving the camera, Gabe.
So students will have the 4 core classes: your language arts, your math, your comprehensive science, and your world history. It is mandatory that they do take fitness, they do dress out, so they will need to purchase a uniform, and we do provide lockers for them.
No one
And then they'll have their 2 elective classes. Now, if students score a level 1 on their 5th grade FSA, so if they score a math level 1, then they will be put into a double block math class, and one of their electives will be taken away. Same with language arts. If they score a level 1, then they'll be in a double block language arts reading class.
Yo, my birthday in 3 days. We had to say this. They had to.
So students are randomly assigned to teachers. We do not take teacher requests in middle school.
What's that? How would your teacher determine?
For the advanced classes, for the
Jelly and a little.
we did visit all the schools. Timberlakes will get their elective forms tomorrow. We visited this afternoon, so the teachers are giving them tomorrow. Turn theirs in because we visited them 2 weeks ago. But the elective classes are full year classes, so they do have that class for the entire
I thought it was like 3
year.
weeks ago. I know, right?
We will have a scheduled pickup date a week before school starts, and that's when they'll also get their laptops. They can purchase uniforms, and they'll have the transportation information if they qualify for bus services. Our first bell rings at 9:25. Classes start at 9:30, and we dismiss at 3:50. 2:50 on Wednesday. We only have adult supervision starting at 9 a.m. So we let the students into the building starting at 9 a.m. in the morning.
I get to wake up at 8.
No, we gotta go to the cafeteria.
This is the case. No, I'm going early in the morning.
All right,
I
so
can
lunch,
get some
every day we have about 25 minutes for lunch. We do encourage students to bring their lunch, especially the first couple days of school. The lunch line can take a little longer because students don't have their ID, so they have to actually manually put in their student ID, which takes longer. Once they have an ID, they just scan their ID and go, so it goes a little faster. So if students want to socialize the first couple days of school, they may want to consider bringing their lunch, at least for the first couple days, but they can bring it anytime they want to. Transportation,
Jordan.
car riders should be picked up and dropped off at the car loop. We have to maintain a safe speed while driving to the parking lot. Try not to use your cell phone in the car loop. All bikes must be locked in our bike racks. We have 2 bike racks, and helmets have to be worn for students who are riding a bike or skateboard.
Oh, you didn't know that? The Jeffy guy?
No, he's gay.
I know. He's freaking with the cool hat.
For buses, not all students are eligible to ride on a bus. You have to live 2 miles or farther away from the school in order to receive bus transportation. If you're not sure if you fit that criteria, you can go on the OCPS website under Find My Bus. You put in your address, and it'll let you know if you qualify for a bus. Also, when you come in to pick up your schedule, you will also be able to see what bus you ride, if you're eligible for a bus, and you'll have the bus number, and it'll also tell you where the bus stop is in the morning and what time it drops them off in the afternoon.
You can't play
sports, like Dr. Crenshaw said in the video, we have soccer, volleyball, basketball, and track. So
Yep,
each
I'm
9
doing
weeks we have a
basketball.
different sport. In order to participate in our sports, you have to try out for each sport. You have to have an OCPS physical form in order to try out. And you have to have a 2.0 GPA, so you have to have good grades and you have to try out in order to make one of our teams.
I'm gonna have to try all the sports.
The YMCA, we talked about the YMCA summer program. We also have the YMCA throughout the school year. We have the morning YMCA, which starts at 7 a.m. So if you work earlier in the morning and you'd like to drop your students off, you can drop off as early as 7 a.m. And then we also have an afternoon Y, which is up to 6 o'clock. So it'll be right after school, and they stay here till 6 o'clock. The morning Y, there is a fee for that. It's $20 per week, but the afternoon Y is free.
There's Ariana.
And I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Gabby John for the
Jelly
student dress
somewhere
code.
down there. I see Jelly from here.
Of course, they leave me with
Oh, and
the
Ariana's there too.
sticky
Holland's
subjects,
here
right?
too.
I know.
So dress code. So we do abide by the Orange County Public Schools Student Code of Conduct dress code. And there's just some things that we've put on here about wearing clothing the way they're supposed to be worn. So we don't want saggy pants. Right now, the new policy, or not new, it's been actually for a couple of years now. It's not the finger length shorts and skirts. It is mid-thigh. So wherever your child's mid-thigh is, that's, you know, how short your skirts or shorts should be worn. Of course, no bare midriffs, no spaghetti straps, tank tops, anything that's too tight or revealing, including leggings and jeggings, and I know that is a sticky subject, as I said, as we visited the elementary schools. That seemed to be the one that students would ask us mostly about. So, you know, leggings and jeggings, as long as you have a long shirt, then, you know, that's acceptable. But when they're bringing them with the short shirts, you know, leggings and jeggings a lot of times are a little bit see-through, and so we have flip-flops, open back sandals, bandanas, anything with offensive messages on, and any item that the administration deems to be disruptive to the learning environment. So, you know, as I said, we are getting up to a point where our students are getting to be young men and young women. And if you spend time at a middle school and you see some of the dress items that come through our doors, then you would understand why we have to have such a strict policy. Students, you know, get a first verbal warning on the first offense, and then we do send a letter home for parents to sign, and then we do start with lunch detention, and it kind of progressively moves from there for repeated offenses. So electronic devices, we talked about we are a digital school, and at scheduled pickup, every student will receive a laptop. We will most likely have a parent night sometime before school starts in August to talk about the digital aspect of our school and how that works and how that looks. Talk about responsibilities for the computers. You know, what happens if a computer is broken or anything like that, whether it's an accident or intentional. So there, you know, there are costs involved with the repairs of laptops, and we will again talk about that at our next parent night for digital. The other part is about cell phones, and so we know everybody has cell phones now, we understand that. So students, if they bring their cell phones to school, it is at their own risk. Please note that the school is not responsible for any lost or stolen cell phones.
I got my
Once the bell rings at 9:25 in the morning, those cell phones are to be turned off and put away, and they're not to be turned back on until dismissal. At this point, teachers, it's rarely that they need to use them in the classrooms because each child has a laptop. So again, parents, I know that you want your children, you want to communicate with your children during the school day, but that is not allowed through their cell phones. Again, they have to be turned off at 9:25 when the first bell rings. So if there's an emergency, they will come to the grade level office and make a phone call, or if you guys need to get a hold of them, you call the school, and we will definitely get you in touch with your child.
They both. They can take them.
They haven't determined the exact books yet for the summer reading, but please know that that will be, it is a requirement for students to read during the summer. And students in regular language arts classes are required to read at least one book. Students in advanced language arts are required to read a minimum of 2. Now, I know that you asked, well, how do I know if my child's going to be in a regular class or an advanced class, right? You won't have your schedules. But for the most part, if you have your child's FSA scores, which we normally get right before the summer starts, and then we will hopefully have the list of the summer reading books by grade level by the end of April, how you guys can get involved in our school. And then I'll have Mr. Scott come and talk to you about the SAC.